My name is Paul Ramirez, and the name of my movie is The Brofessionals. The Brofessionals is about two best friends living in Los Angeles who decided to write a script called Windy City Frijoles. And after they finished writing the script, they basically didn't know how to get it out there. So they started shopping it to anyone they could and kept getting doors slammed in their face. So taking matters in their own hands, they decided to shoot a 3-minute theatrical trailer to promote their script, Windy City Frijoles. The Brofessionals is a tribrid of 3 movies. It's Boogie Nights meets Best in Show meets I Love You Man. Well, I wrote The Brofessionals as a mockumentary in the vein of the movie Best in Show. So it's going to have a similar feel with the on-the-fly interviews, sort of breaking of the fourth wall, if you will.
I asked my ex-wife, I said, "Who's that?" She says, "That's Scott. He shows a good dog." I've never seen anyone as light on his feet as
light in the loafers. Say it.
No.
Oh no! What
Stop.
is? Oh no! Wait till I tell Mom.
It's similar to Boogie Nights in that it has the same movie within a movie vibe to it. Also, the dynamic between CJ and Charles, the lead characters of The Brofessionals, is very similar to that of Dirk Diggler and Reed Rothschild of Boogie Nights.
Does this character have a name?
His name is Brock Landers.
His partner's name is Chest Rockwell.
Those are great names.
You got the touch. You got the power.
Tonally, The Brofessionals is similar to the movie I Love You Man, in that it's where bromance is at the core of that film. It's the same with The Brofessionals. Only in that movie, one guy's trying to find a new bro, and in my movie, it's essentially about the breakup of 2 best friends. The story of The Brofessionals was based entirely on the making of the trailer that I shot for another script called Nickel City Soldiers. And I basically took that timeline, and that's really all I needed to make this movie, because all the sequence of events transpired in that exact timeline. I would take a bunch of real scenarios that actually happened. A scene that we shot in Angeles National Forest, and it was a scene where my roommate's character was killing or exacting his revenge on the villain. And what I did when we were filming was I took a mouthful of fake blood and spit it all over his face to get the effect that he had just shot this guy and that the blood had come back and splattered all over his face. Well, in the script that I wrote, The Brofessionals, I kind of took that scene and tweaked it a little bit and said, what if my character hadn't told the other character that he was going to spit blood on his face? You know, that my character was doing this to get a very true and honest reaction out of the other character. Well, the reason I wrote The Brofessionals was because I was actually at a really low point. I was very depressed. The relationship between my ex-roommate and I had gone south, and I had been talking to my girlfriend about how you know, I was missing my best friend, and I'm sure he was missing me too, and just how much it was affecting me. And I didn't realize it, but it was actually quite humorous. She started to compare it to you know, an old married couple who had gotten a divorce. Well, I've kind of narrowed it down to a few different choices for the lead character, CJ, but my number 1 choice would be Danny McBride, star of Eastbound and Down. I saw him in a movie called The Foot Fist Way, and his character is Fred Simmons, quintessentially perfect for the role of CJ. But John C. Reilly also comes to mind. And then one other actor I would throw in the mix would be someone like Jack Black. I wrote the role of Charles based on some of my own personal experiences. So I'd have to say my number 1 choice for the role of Charles would actually be yours truly. I know that I could bring as much or more truth than anyone could to the role of Charles. Some other actors I had in mind if I were to forego the role of Charles. Sean William Scott would be one choice. I think he's a good choice because Charles is actually an ex-high fashion model. So I think it would be nice to have someone who actually could look like they did some modeling back in the day. Also Paul Rudd, I think, could make a good Charles Gutierrez. I think the thing that makes this movie really work and makes it great is that there really is a heart at the center of the story. These two best friends actually do really care for each other, and although it's embellished for comedic sake, it turns out to be quite a Cinderella story.